This is the big moment. This is 1991, the first time you're on The Tonight Show. And that's nice. But explain to people what it meant for Johnny to call over a comic. Because it's not something that really happens anymore, and there's no one else who actually could make it so meaningful than Johnny.
Nobody. It was like, I was in show business the very next day. And I honestly, I tear up when I think about it because it was life-changing. I was a club comic in the morning, and that Friday night, I was in show business. And my manager's office, they did nothing but send out tapes to me, and I was getting calls. I was working in Chicago, so I had to fly back to Chicago to finish my week. When I got back to LA, every night that week, I did a set at the Improv for agents. And the first Monday night, 28 William Morris agents showed up to see me do stand-up. The head of the lit department, the head of the movie department, the head of the sitcom department, the head of the books department. They were all wanted to be in the Drew Carey business. It was crazy.
How would it happen? How would it happen, like, you know, when Johnny would call you over? What was the actual mechanics there? You knew nothing before you went out there?
No, because it took me I got picked to do the show on my first audition. I was at the Comedy Magic Club. And when I auditioned, I got picked on my first try. Jim McCauley picked the comics, and he said, oh, you got the show. And the comic world, my friends were all buzzing, like, I can't believe you got it on the first try, because that never happened, right? Yeah. You got auditioned for McCauley a bunch of times. And so I was on this list, and what they would do is if somebody couldn't make it, one of the stars or something, they would call a comic, and they would fill in. So I was staying at a friend of mine's house. I was working at the Comedy Magic Club because they saw me do stand-up for the first time, and they invited me back to do a gig. So I went back like that November to work a week at the Comedy Magic Club, and Bob Saget invited me to come see a taping of Full House. So I'd worked with him on the road. So it was the Beach Boys episode, the famous Beach Boys episode of Full House. I was at that taping. And it was real exciting because I'd never been to a TV taping, and I had my suit with me and my little shaving kit and stuff, and I get to the Comedy Magic Club, and the MC goes, hey, you okay? He greets me at the door, and I go, yeah, I'm fine, what happened? And he goes, oh, I don't want to tell you. And he goes, what, my mom died? Just tell me. And he goes, Jim McCauley was trying to get a hold of you today to do The Tonight Show, but he couldn't find you, so he got Jeff Cesario to do it instead. Hi, Jeff.
Wow.
And I missed the call. And it took me then I called McCauley on Monday, and I said, hey, I'm sorry I missed the call. I listened to the message machine when I got back to my friend's house, and it was just there was no cell phones back then, and I was just like, it was a disaster, one call after the next. Yes. Like, hey, you got 5 minutes? And I called him on Monday, and he said, yeah, I'm sorry you missed it too, but I'd like to see you again before I approve you for another set. So I was on the list, and now I'm off the list. And it took me 3 years to get back on the show, including 18 months of driving and just being on the road after a breakup where I was like driving and crying all the time.
Sure.
Hi, Jackie.
But probably a better comic at the end of that.
I was so powerful. Macaulay let me go to the Improv. I'll try to wrap this up really quick. Macaulay let me go and see me again at the Improv. So I said, I'm back in town. And it was after 3 years. And in May again, almost exactly 3 years. He came to see me, and HBO Young Comedians was letting comics audition that night, so it was a lot of strong comics. And I went up in front of that packed crowd, and when I got done, they were chanting my name. That's how good I was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
I got The Tonight Show and HBO Young Comedians the same night. It was crazy.
Well, Drew, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
The primetime special celebrating 50 years of The Price is Right airs this Thursday at 9 p.m. on CBS. It's Drew Carey, everybody. We'll be right back with comedian Phoebe Robinson.